Good morning, everyone, and welcome. It's an honor to be here with all of you today to celebrate the power of partnership and community. I want to thank the Mayor's Office and members of the Holyoke City Council and Police Department, the Massachusetts Department of Transportation, members of the media, and our local partners for joining us. This event is part of the Community Voices for Road Safety program in Holyoke. Created in partnership with the DOT, the City of Holyoke, Travelers Marketing, to address distracted driving. Distracted driving is a dangerous epidemic. It doesn't just put drivers at risk, it puts all road users at risk. We know the dangers, yet too often we are all guilty of pulling out our phones to check a text or watch a reel on TikTok while driving. With this campaign, Holyoke developed its own message to address the dangers of distracted driving. Guided by data and driven by local voices, it turned our shared concern into collective action. The mural we're unveiling today carries a message that's simple yet powerful. You're loved, te necesitan, mira, phone down. It reminds us that every person deserves to make it home to someone who loves them and who they love. It reminds us to put the phone down. This mural reflects the neighborhood and the people who helped bring it to life. The young leaders and Alicia Thomas at Palente. The students and families connected to the YMCA and Kelly School. Ed Case and the voices of Holyoke Safe Neighborhood Initiative. The people at Wayfinders, and the leadership of Mayor Garcia and City Council Givner, and the artistry of Commonwealth murals. I am from Holyoke. I am a graduate of Holyoke High School. My family still lives here. Hi, Mom. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Henry. And I couldn't be more proud to be here today to bring this to the city of Holyoke. This city is defined by creativity, resilience, and heart. And this campaign captures that spirit beautifully. Together, through this mural, this message, and this collaboration, we're showing what's possible when community comes together. It's my privilege to introduce someone whose leadership and support have been essential to this effort. Let's give a warm welcome to Mayor Joshua Garcia.
Thank you so much, and again, a final shout out to our friends from Travelers Marketing for the consultants hired that helped with this campaign. I do also want to give a shout out and a big thank you to our friends over at MassDOT for supporting this. I know the campaign they're doing all across the Commonwealth and certainly has Holyoke in their hearts and has helped us get what we need to get this campaign off the ground. And finally, certainly not the least, Ward 4 Councilor Cocaine Givner, who doesn't let me forget at all about speeding concerns in every neighborhood, in every corner of our city. And I'll tell you this, a lot of folks, no matter the quality of life issue, and we're talking about speeding in neighborhoods or distracted driving, period. A lot of folks look at the mayor and say, hey, Mayor, this is a problem. What are you going to do about it? And my answer often is, what are we going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And so we have to understand, if we really want to curb and distracted driving or any really issue in the community's got to step up and take responsibility and accountability for our own individual actions. And I think that this campaign, Distracted Driving, helps us do exactly that. This was a community-driven effort to understand what kind of campaign is going to fit best for the city of Holyoke, listening the input that you've been able to gain through the different organizations and different stakeholders in our community to recognize what fits best so that we as a community can come together and learn together our own habits so that we can help avoid the next tragedy from happening. And interestingly enough, Aaron Vega and I were coming back from Boston and we came off the highway here traveling down Dwight, and I pointed at this building and said, hey, there's a spot right there. Why don't we get a mural there? And I'm glad to see that this came through. And listening to a neighbor who just lost their dog 2 days ago crossing the street. And they were able to paint the dog right on the mural, you see the white dog right there between the two folks. The folks that you see behind us in this mural aren't just some made-up cartoons. They're a reflection of people that actually live in this neighborhood and community. From what I understand, you went and found people and painted images of them onto the wall. So what you see on this wall are people in this neighborhood projecting loudly, "We live here, please slow down." I know this area of Dwight Street, it's not necessarily the easiest. The traffic is tough. The city will continue to do what we can to mitigate distracted driving and speeding and the works. But also we need to work together to hold ourselves accountable and make sure we're demanding the expectations that we want in our community. And I feel like this campaign does exactly that. So thank you so much to the team that worked on this mural and are doing other murals citywide and have different materials going out that people can put on their lawns to remind folks, putting down your phones. We're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. But again, we got to hold each other accountable if we're going to really take this campaign seriously. So I feel like there's another thought or two I have in my mind, but we'll keep that there and we'll bring Liz back up to the podium. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Garcia. The Massachusetts Department of Transportation has been a true partner for community voices. Assistant Registrar of Service Center Operations, Jay DeCilio, is here today with us to speak about the DOT and their position as a safety leader and their commitment to public safety on Massachusetts roadways, including here in Holyoke. Welcome, Jay DeCilio.
Good morning, and thank you, Elizabeth. It's wonderful to be here today with Mayor Garcia, Councilor Givner, Travelers Marketing, our partners from Commonwealth Murals, and all of you who have gathered to celebrate this important moment for the city of Holyoke. What an exciting day this is. At the Registry of Motor Vehicles, we're aware of the frequency at which operators are driving distracted and the consequences of distracted driving. In Massachusetts, over the last 9 months, an average of 1,300 tickets have been issued for distracted driving. While that number seems large, so many more continue to operate distracted. I cannot overstate to you how important this mural and the message it represents will be towards saving lives. Distracted driving is not just a local issue. It's a growing national crisis. With our phones now a constant part of our daily lives, distracted driving has risen sharply. It has increased nearly 30% since 2013, which is why I commend the people of Holyoke for being so proactive on this issue. This beautiful mural is more than a piece of art. It's a message created by the community that every life is valued. It's also part of a broader effort. Along with that mural, MassDOT and our partners are deploying smart signs. These are high-tech signs that provide real-time reminders to drivers if they're using a phone, not wearing a seatbelt, or driving too fast. It's a great way to remind people about safety as they go about their day. We're also promoting the message through billboards, signage at the Holyoke Mall, local restaurants and businesses, and even yard signs in neighborhoods to reach everyone in Holyoke. And I want you to know that this innovative approach works. In Brockton, a similar campaign focused on seatbelt use increased seatbelt usage by 30%. That's real, measurable progress, and it shows what happens when a community comes together around safety. So today I want to thank Mayor Garcia, the City Council, our community partners, and Travelers Marketing for believing in this program. Most of all, I want to thank the residents of Holyoke for lending your commitment and creativity to a campaign that will make your streets safer. Together, we're sending a powerful message. You're loved. You're needed. Look up, phone down. Be safe, everyone, and thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Ward 4 City Councilor Coco Givner. She has been a true champion. Yes. She has been a true champion for this initiative from day one. Coco's enthusiasm and support have never wavered. She's been a steadfast advocate for making Holyoke roads safer for everyone. Please join me in welcoming City Councilor Coco Givner.
Yay, Coco! That's my counselor.
Thanks. Thanks so much for taking time to join us today. I really appreciate you all coming out. This program has come together really quickly. Special thanks to everyone here, especially from, the mayor's office where the initial contacts came in. It's my great pleasure to be working on this with so many Holyoke departments, MassDOT and Travelers Marketing. Travelers Marketing contacted Mayor Garcia's office in the spring, early spring, like when it was still cold and a little bit snowing. And that's the time at which I was introduced to Liz and Jeff from Travelers Marketing. And they had worked on a seatbelt campaign for Brockton recently. So the Brockton campaign raised seatbelt usage from 42% in April of 2024 to a whopping 72% by September 2024. A 30% increase. And that has saved lives of many, including Brockton City Councilor Moises Rodriguez, who worked on this campaign beforehand, said he didn't wear a seatbelt almost ever. So I thought that was pretty impressive, and it's obviously changing the culture in Brockton. With results like those in Brockton, I'm confident that the distracted driving focus of Holyoke's campaign will result in less traffic infractions, like running red lights and stop signs, drifting from lanes, and fatal pedestrian and bicycle incidents. Holyoke's campaign kicked off in August with a Red Sox ticket raffle at Fiesta Patronales, signage throughout Holyoke Mall, billboards, lawn signs, 413 air fresheners, and smart signs that are collecting campaign data as we speak. This mural symbolizes our need for change in driving habits and was painted in a paint-by-number style by Commonwealth Murals in collaboration with Holyoke residents. My mom and I got a chance to see this in action and paint a bit of this kid's helmet at the Safe Neighborhoods Back to School event at Kelly School, thanks to Ed Case and that initiative. I hope it helps slow traffic and bring attention to our campaign, which asks all Holyokers and passers through to put your phone down while driving. You're needed, you're loved. There's nothing more important than getting home safe. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Councilor Givner. One of the most inspiring parts of this project has been watching the art come to life. Commonwealth Murals doesn't just paint walls, they engage communities. It's a big difference. Director Britt Rue has been our guiding light through this process. She had the vision, connecting us with the artists and ensuring the mural reflected Holyoke and Holyoke's message. She approached every step with care and consideration for the community, making sure the process was as meaningful as the finished work. And before Britt comes up, I'd like to recognize the designing artist for this beautiful work, Yumi Winley. Thank you, Yumi. Please join me in welcoming Britt Rue to share a few words.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Rather than repeat all of the things that I completely agree with that everyone else has said, I want to ask the Commonwealth Murals crew to come up and stand with me. Muraling is not glamorous work. It's really a lot of hard work. One day you're like sweating through all your clothes. The next day you're freezing. You're dirty. You're bruised. And it's a lot of just mental and physical effort. And this team right here is incredible, showing up every single day, smiling, laughing, singing, dancing. Jovan, our resident dancer on the lift. But they really take this work as a sacred trust to the community to communicate the important message of this mural and do it the honor that it deserves. So if we could just quickly give them a big round of applause. I also want to really thank the Dargy family, the owners of this building, who from the very first phone call, and Eric Dargy's right back there, his parents are on vacation, said yes, absolutely, when we explained to them what this project was about, and it's always such a joy to work with a building owner like that. As Coco mentioned, this mural was not painted directly on the wall. The whole design was turned into a giant paint by number, and a couple hundred people of all ages helped to paint it at Ed's beautiful and amazing back-to-school event. So there's been a lot of hands and a lot of love and intention put into this mural, all of which was made possible by the incredible design that Yumi Wen Lee put together, the brilliance of it, which I also have to say thank you to you for just in such good spirits going on a journey with me to recognize the brilliance of this design, which I now do. And I just want to ask her to come up and say a few quick words. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Holyoke. I'm very moved by all of the support that you give each other and that we give each other here. When I first came to this spot, I met so many people who, inside every house, somebody's really taking care of somebody else. So we are the drivers and we are the people on the street. I'll just share that the symbol on the girl's shirt in yellow, it's an Adinkra, West African symbol that means love always finds its way home, or love doesn't get lost on the way home. And so as we don't have to look at our GPS when we're driving, love is going to find its way home. Our love for the neighborhood, our love for Holyoke, and our love for one another. Thank you.
Thank you so much for everyone to being here today. I also want to just take a couple minutes and recognize Police Chief Brian Keenan standing behind me here. The police have a hard job enforcing distracted driving. It's hard to recognize, so that's why the onus is really on us as drivers, users of the roads, to be careful, to pay attention, to focus, to put those phones down. Before we wrap up, I'd like to ask all of the speakers and everyone behind me to join us for a photo in front of the mural. After the photo, our speakers will be available for interviews with the media. We won't be taking any questions from the podium this morning, but we will be able to take questions one-on-one. Thank you so much for being part of this celebration, for being committed to this community, to ensuring and doing all we can to keep our roads safer. We really appreciate the support, and we hope you're reminded every time you drive down this road and throughout the streets of Holyoke to put your phone down. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for the reminder. Also on the table, there's a cake, there's donuts. There's also a number of air fresheners. Please take as many as you'd like. Pass them out to your family members. They're great reminders in the vehicle to put your phone down. And for anyone who's interested in those yard signs that the mayor mentioned, we do have more. So if you'd like some yard signs to put in your yard and show support of this campaign, we would welcome that as well. Thank you all.
Countdown? Over here. Uno, dos, tres. Count up. Hey!